Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good night. Wherever and whenever you're listening to this, welcome to the BitX Town Hall. We are writing the Town Hall number 38. It has been a wild journey and we are still here. We're not leaving. And today, Scott is with me on the stage again. Hey Scott, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for doing this, man.
It's always my pleasure doing that. And by the way, for everybody who is listening to this later on and has never heard about OpenSource-United, check out osmu.xyz. I think we have a couple of topics that we need to talk today about. Obviously, I want to share my experience of BTC Prague. Long story short, yes. I'm sick now, so yeah, it was good. And afterwards,
because it was so awesome.
Yeah, because it was so awesome. No, it was really great. I'll dive into that in just a second. And afterwards, I think we can quickly go over a couple of these changes that will happen with the next XOS version 2.9.0, which brings a ton of new things in, and I can't keep up. Like literally, I'm so stumbled upon all of this stuff because now I'm 80% of the time I'm just reviewing, commenting, and making sure that these pull requests that are coming in are okay. And then I have maybe 20% left. 10% I can actually code, and the other 10% I can do personal shit. It's insane, like how things shifted.
Yeah, we've got a lot of awesome contributors.
Oh yeah, it's insane. So much good stuff that's going on there. So huge shout outs to everybody who is a maintainer or a contributor.
Yes. I mean, massive shout outs to everyone, but the maintainers too. I mean, this is getting to be quite a project, and so with quite a project with a lot of contributors, the maintainers have a huge job of reviewing these PRs, getting them merged, keeping them up to date, going back. We obviously have to check all this stuff to make sure that this isn't some sort of weird malicious PR or that it's just broken. So yeah, huge shout out to everyone who's staying on top of this. A lot of excitement.
Lots of things going on there, and it's never stopping. There's always something that we can improve. I mean, it's now a good thing that we shifted over to just doing monthly releases instead of doing a release whenever we want, which is definitely a good thing because it reduces the stress that we do have in general. So from the developer's perspective. And no, there's no negative to it. It's just positive.
It's just positive. Let's go.
Yeah. It's just good. It's just good. Like I'm vibing.
More contributors, more maintainers, I mean, and also, people who want to fork the project and work on, their own fork too. Like that is also encouraged.
I mean, it's to be honest, it's really tough with keeping up on what's going on, especially now that this space is so huge that we do have so many people. We are almost 10,000 people on this server, so it's so crazy. And now, I'm also trying to keep up with Reddit, for example. A couple of people posting stuff over there, sharing their forks or whatever they do. It's just insane. I can't keep up with it. One day you see like nice new scripts that do improve certain things. The other day you see a new minor that someone was forking. It's incredible how much things are going on there. So I'm sorry if I cannot keep up with all what's going on there and chill everything out of the space, but I try my best and I try to focus as much as possible on the BitX, obviously.
If you want to help out WantClue, just drop Reddit and come on over to the OSMU Discord. Like,
oh my goodness.
There's so many more people here that can help you. I think most of the maintainers are here. Check out the Discord. Reddit is, well, I guess we can't delete it, right? Like, I think that's what we decided, is that we can't delete it. Like, it's just there. Obviously, it's a permissionless thing. People can do whatever they want.
Not certainly permissionless. I mean, I've set up rules. So currently, I'm the only maintainer for the subreddit of BitX, because nobody else was coming up to me and was like, "Hey, yeah, I can help you with that." I mean, one wrote me on a moderator message and was asking if he could become a moderator as well. And I was giving him some questions to answer, but he never answered. So there it goes. Apart from that, there are certain rules, like standard rules that we also apply here in OSMU, like no selling. It should just be informational space for sharing whatever it is. And I banned like all these closed source copycats from there as well. So I have plenty of things to do, like every day, even though I do have set up some rules where Reddit automatically detects if someone is posting about these shit scammy thingies. You still need to clean them up, and from time to time something is going through, so you need to go through the timeline, and you need to make sure that nobody is posting any affiliate links and so on. So yeah. But
I don't know how you do it. That's crazy. I would just be like, come to Discord.
Yeah, come to Discord. It's just a better space to hang out. And I mean, to be honest, the only thing that we are lacking here is like a little bit of entertainment between each other. Like I do see from time to time, sometimes a couple of people using the voice channel, which is an awesome feature. So if you never heard about that, there's like a channel where you can join in and use your microphone and just talk instead of writing, which is a nice thing. Would be nice if we do see this more often, to be honest. I try to join into this voice channel from time to time, but obviously having a day job and then doing this, it's not always possible, but we're getting there.
Check out our memes channel. We have a chief meme officer who is kind of like the head cheerleader. I don't know. Actually, I don't see him in here. Just Hoddle is our chief meme officer, and but that that doesn't mean he's the only one who can make dank memes. Please feel free to show up.
No, have you ever seen these memes from Touchroom lately that he did about me and duck eggs? That was a good one.
Yes, it's very true. It's very true. I mean, I've said this before, but I still have GitHub set up to send me an email every time there's a issue or a PR on any of the Bidax org repositories, and I'll wake up to like 100 emails, and most of them are from DuckX. So I try and review them all, but it's a lot like Homer Simpson in that bar.
Yeah, I mean, it's just insane. So he's really a valuable individual, and today I just sent him one of the Bidax that I have left over so that he can actually test the stuff, because what I'm currently doing is I have like one N8N bot that is checking whenever there's a PR that I do accept. He's automatically building that and then uploading it to my entire fleet. It's okay, but it's still not ideal. So yeah, I just sent him one over so that he can test the stuff instead of just PRing it.
Well, he actually, I don't know if it's a he, but DuckX should have a Bidax soon.
Yeah, he ordered one from some AliExpress dude, and I was like, stop, I'm gonna send you one.
Well, I sent him that one, so.
Oh. Okay.
The Stolen Satoshi one. I mean, for everyone, if you're a contributor to the Bidax project, or the Nerdax project too, I guess, we have Bidaxes available for you, gammas. So hit me up if you're a developer and you could benefit from having a Bidax gamma. We had some donations from from several people to provide Bidaxes for you all. So
I'm still sending out. It's happening very rarely, but the one that I sent to DuckX is the Bidax OSMU edition, the community edition one, because I have like one drawer left of them, and I don't want to just give them away. So I mean, it's an ultra, it's working, it's older, but hey, at least you can test the stuff that you're building.
Yes, and those are collector's items too. So
there are not that many built of them. Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, That was wild times when we had like this fear-based system in Discord. It's good that we disabled that. That was totally not a good idea to have this in here. But anyway, we'll never bring this back unless Discord, for whatever reason, decides, hey, Bitcoin is actually a currency. Let's use that. I mean, that would probably change it. But I mean, I sent them 5 emails so far over the course of 1 year of like, hey, if you need help with implementing Bitcoin into your system, I'm happy. But they never replied, so I think they just say fuck you. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Discord seems really based around gaming, so maybe if Bitcoin becomes more popular,
isn't it? Like, gamers are usually nerdier, so it should be a thing under gamers, right?
I guess, yeah. I mean, it seems that's what Discord seems to want to cater to, so maybe it could make it happen that way.
But before we do drive away from all the topics that we do have, I think we can start. We can start with like a question that we do have. Shao J was writing in the chat. How can I get involved with development of the XOS? My app is basically the same thing but allows for other features. So, I mean, getting involved with this project is basically pretty simple. All you need to do is like create a GitHub account and start PRing stuff or creating issues or coming on this Discord server and pointing out a couple of issues if you're not aware on how to use GitHub. Other people will do in favor for you. So that's the first step that you can take to actually get involved with this project. And if you want to know a little bit more about like how to use GitHub and everything else, I made a couple of videos about how to do that. And yeah, there are like 100 different ways how to get involved with this.
Yeah, you just do it, right? I mean, obviously there's a little bit more to it, but you can go on GitHub and you can download the entire ESP Miner XOS source and check it out. You can build it locally, so you can figure out how to do that. You can familiarize yourself with the code base. That we do from time to time. And other people post issues to GitHub, so you can go and look for open issues if you want to like tackle a bug and see if you can fix it. And then on Discord, like Juan Clue said, there's lots of people talking about problems they're having, whether it's user experience, UI problems, or functionality problems. So you can talk with those people and try and attack bugs like that. So that's the way to get involved for sure.
We also have another question from My Name is Snap. When y'all updating the firmware, do you all do a reboot? I dislike rebooting my BitXs. So you don't. There are two things. If you do update the www.bin file, there's no reboot involved with that. But when we do update the esp-miner bin file, then the BitX will automatically reboot. And depending on what kind of update you're sitting at, let's say you're sitting at the version 2.8.0 and we have the version 2.8.1, which fixes a memory leakage, it is highly recommended to upgrade. So yeah, I don't know. It's personal preference. If you don't want to update, do what you want to do. But I recommend going to the latest firmware for security reasons and for not having memory leaks in your firmware reason. By memory leak, by the way, I mean like there's something going on in the code that spills out too much stuff, and at some point it could happen that your device just crashes and you don't even notice that. So fixing these things is crucial to make sure that your device stays as good as operational as possible.
Also, like, why don't you want to reboot? I mean, we store the best difficulty. You should be able to reboot and basically pick up where you left off. You know, if you just do an update, this is an update via XOS. If you do an update with a factory image from the web flasher, then yeah, your best difficulty and your other statistics will get erased. But you don't necessarily ever need to do that. That's kind of if something's not working.
Yeah, these factory images, that's probably spreading a little bit confusion to most of the people. Like, these factory images are usually designed, or they are designed for setting up and installing the firmware on the BitX for the very first time. because what it does is there's something in it that's called self-test. Let's say you're a manufacturer of these devices and you want to test your device. All you need to do is you need to flash this factory image, and it's quickly testing, like the ASIC chip, is the screen there, is the fan spinning, is the temperature okay, do I see all my components? If everything is a yes, then it will tell you on the screen self-test pass. And that's one way for the manufacturer to know, all right, I produced this product as good as possible, and it's good, it passes these tests, I can send it out to my customers. That's our way of making sure that manufacturers that are jumping into this and producing these things and selling them, that they provide you with a product that is as good as possible. It's always possible that a manufacturer sends you a device without using this tool that we built, but we built it anyway, and that's what you will find on the Web Flasher as well, because the Web Flasher is designed to be your easy go-to solution where you just go in, you have an issue with a BitX, something is not working, you just go there, you plug it in via USB-C and your power cord, and then you select your version that you do have and the firmware and click on install, and then boom, bada bang, you have a freshly installed BitX and should work again. Unless you damage your device with some serial physical damage or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we have this concept in ESP Miner, the firmware for the BitX, called non-volatile storage. Non-volatile means that it's memory that doesn't get erased when you unplug or restart your BitX. So we have this non-volatile storage, and that's where all your settings are stored. So if you open up AXOS and you change your fan speed and you put in a Stratum server and you change your host name and all that good stuff, that all those settings are stored in non-volatile storage, including your best difficulty. So that means if you unplug your BitX and move it, to the other side of the room and plug it back in, all of your settings will come back up in the exact way you left it. The only problem here is that that's not, like, our processor doesn't have that set up when we get it from the factory, right? So that we get this chip and the non-volatile storage area is totally blank. So we have these factory images that will set up the non-volatile storage and set these defaults in there so that AXOS can work properly. So when you do a factory update, it's going to erase everything in non-volatile storage and put it back to the sort of original defaults. If you update your firmware via AXOS, it will not update the non-volatile storage. It will keep what you have in there.
It will keep the settings and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that you can update to the newest firmware if you do it via AXOS, and you won't lose your pool settings. You won't lose your best difficulty. If you're overclocking, it'll stay overclocked. All that good stuff. So that's why I recommend nearly everyone should update via AXOS with the two images. You only really want to update with the Web Flasher if something's not working, if you want to downgrade, or if just for whatever reason you kind of want to do a hard reset. But in most cases, it's not necessary to do that.
Yeah, my name is Nab was also writing that he's now updating and that he's usually downloading the files and then uploading them over Wi-Fi. And he's asking if he can use the files for all of the devices like Supra, Gamma, Ultra. So the basic answer here to your second question is yes, you can use the ESP-Miner and the www.bin files for your BitX Max, for your BitX Ultra, for your Supra, and for your Gamma. They're working for all of them. So that's a good thing. If you do have one of these NerdX series devices, and by the way, I see PMax in the audience. Lovely to have you here. You're a legend. Need to point that out. If you have one of these devices, then you need to use the files that are provided on his GitHub repository. They are called then ESP-Miner-NerdX or -NerdX Gamma and so on, so you don't get confused by which file you need to use for what. It's a different written software, so therefore these firmware files will only work on the BitX. And before I do rage quit here, www, do see you're writing in the chat BitX with a capital A. Excuse me, but we do have 2025. Don't use that. Just write BitX with a capital B and lowercase a.
Like Bitcoin itself.
Yeah, thank you.
Not camel case.
You fixed it. It's good. So yeah, that's the cool part about like the firmware that we do have. You can use them across every single board. They are just working all over these boards, and yeah, it's really that simple to just download them. One thing that I wanted to point out here is we do have a couple of people that are coming in here like, hey, how can I click on update and why is it not doing anything? Well, the BitX itself is designed to be a device that you do own. If you don't want your device to do certain things, then you need to own it. And we wrote the software in a way that whatever you do, you need to approve. So there is no button for click on update and it's doing things automatically. No, 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 no. You need to personally click on download the files. Like you need to click on check for updates. Then if there are updates available, it will show you like with an underscore ESP-minor bin and the www bin, and you can click on them and download them to your PC, and then you need to manually select them and upload them to your BitX. The preferred way is also updating the www file first and afterwards the ESP-minor file. The reason for that is for us pretty obvious. If you're now wondering why we do that, the reason is you own this device. It's your hardware and you should decide what you want to do with it. It's also the reason why if you click the check on updates button, it will text you and it will show you on your web UI on the XOS. If you click this button, your BitX will connect to another server, the server from GitHub, and it will connect to it and check if there are updates available. And we think that's the best way of showing everybody who's using the BitX that this device belongs to you. All right, let me quickly catch up with the chat.
I have a pretty strong feelings about software, especially IoT devices that make connections to servers without you requesting it. We've gotten complacent. We, as in like consumers in general, have gotten complacent about Internet of Things devices that just you authorize them to be on your network, right? You give it your Wi-Fi password, and these devices just go and like contact all kinds of servers, sending who knows what personal data. I got a new dishwasher the other day, and it has fucking Wi-Fi built in, and it wants me to download their app and connect my dishwasher to my Wi-Fi so that it can just send who knows what back to who knows what companies to track me. It's ridiculous. So I worked in that industry for a while and really didn't like it. And I think that Bitcoin especially deserves better. Bitcoin mining deserves better. And so AxOS and ESP-minor do not make connections without your explicit approval to any other server than the Stratum server you configured it with.
Sorry. There's also another question. Can I build my own version of the www.bin file and the ESP-minor and upload it to my BitX? Yeah, totally. If you want to make some personal changes to your firmware, you can totally just do that. Build them and then upload it.
I was thinking about this the other day. For those of us that are like old people, they'll remember Winamp, which was an MP3 player that was very popular. And it came with like a very approachable stock, they called them skins, but like the UI, it just looked very normal. But there was this whole scene of people that could that made their own skins, which was like UI that you could put on there, and like just absolutely awesome looking skins for your MP3 player, which was a big deal back in the day. So while it would be difficult right now, I could imagine a situation where you're like, I want my AxOS to look way different and have different features. And so
hey, you're starting here something. Now people are going to go out there and trading their skins for their BitX. Hey, stop that.
Yeah, right? Like, you know, if you own it, you can customize it. I mean, people obviously like customizing their BitX hardware. They get different cases, different heat sinks. You know, why not have the ability to do that to AxOS as well? Now, obviously, this opens up the door for all kinds of scammy, dumb shit, but I don't know. I think people like kind of fucking around like that. Yeah, and you can make it look like your MySpace page. My name is Neb. You must be an old person as well.
I mean, like, thinking about it, having an XOS in the Winamp style, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
That would bring back some memories.
Oh man, I never even used Windows, so I didn't have Winamp, but they made Winamp for Mac, and it had all these crazy cool skins. It was so fun. I loved downloading all those things and putting them on.
All right.
Yes.
Shall we dive
Oh,
into
no,
BTC
yeah.
Prague for a second here?
Yes, yes. Let's hear about it. BTC Prague. I'm so jealous. It sounds like it was so much fun.
It was like literally, it was. I was okay. Let's start from the beginning. I was blown away by the sheer size this place was. Like it was huge. I recorded a couple of smaller videos. I still need to edit up another video to show what I did over there or what was going on over there. It was huge. Plenty of people. If I would try to guess the number, maybe something in the range of like 10 to 15,000 over the course of 3 days. That was insane.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it was. So the main event was in a really, really big warehouse thingy, whatever. You were coming right in the middle, was the entrance, and you had to decide either go left, but the only thing that was on the left side was like the main stage. Like 50% of this whole event was the main stage, and the rest 50% was like all the booths, cafeteria, and another stage, the so-called expo stage. And it was insane. I met a couple lovely people over there. I met Johnny, so shout out to you here. I met Duncan, obviously, as well. It was really great seeing you again. I was also able to meet Nebula Miner. What a legend. It was really good having chats with all of them. And plenty of other people as well who attended to this event and were there. The coolest thing, to be honest, was like I was going around there. I was like, yeah, okay, it's cool. All of these companies are showing off their stuff. But on the right-hand side of this entire warehouse where all the booths were in, there was like a whole section of like mining companies, from mining hosting, building mining machines, repairing mining machines, whatever, you name it, basically everything. And every single booth had a BitX on it. No matter where they were produced, some of them looked odd, some of them looked really nice. But it was so cool just walking across there. I was like, yeah, heck, man. Like, even these companies do recognize us.
That's so rad. So, like, they weren't even, like, selling miners. It was, like, some sort of mining hosting company or something, and they had a BitX on their...
Yeah, just to show off. They weren't even selling them.
That's so cool. They're like, we do Bitcoin mining. Here is Bitcoin mining. Take a look. So, man, that's awesome to hear.
It is. That is really cool. That was fantastic. I mean, obviously, it was a little bit weird seeing like there were a couple of Chinese companies doing ASIC repairs and stuff like this. And if you would go up to their booths, it was like, yeah, we do mining repair. Have you ever seen like a Bitcoin miner? And I was like, no, I've never seen one. What's that? What's it gonna look like? Like, here, look at this Bitaxi or whatever they pronounce it. It was so nice.
Like, wow, this looks really neat. I'm gonna have to check out this.
Yeah, what is that? I've never seen that, man. So no, that was really, it was funny. Had a couple of good conversations. Obviously, I also met Bitmaker over there. He was also there with his entire team selling BitXs, NerdXs, NerdQXs, you name it. He was selling everything, and he was busy all day long. Like, every time I came back to the booth, I was just trying to get to him, give him a hug, and just go along and try to meet other people. Like 50% of the time, I hadn't even had the chance to talk to him or say him hi because he was so crowded and everybody wanted to know everything about these devices. That was so cool.
Yeah. I'm jealous. That's so cool to have so many old school BitX legends there, and then just like so many other people who are learning about it and getting excited about it. That's a pretty awesome experience.
Yeah, so basically BTC Prague was spread across, no, literally 4 days, not even 3 days, I think, like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And so on Wednesday, I arrived on Wednesday in the evening, and in the hotel where I stayed was like an off event or a side event, whatever, a pre-event probably, you call it like that, which was the BTC Prague Dev and Hack Days, which was like a smaller event hosted in the hotel. There was a hotel that everybody who wanted to attend to this event, the BTC Prague, got like a coupon from them because they had the space available for hosting a smaller event. And I was attending there later that evening, and the only thing that was left, and I was so lucky about it, was like I was going there, I was checking the timetable, and I was like, heck yeah, I just made the right decision. I was probably arriving at like 3 or 4 p.m. and I had like half an hour until a speech from Johnny about the update for Bitcoin Core, the wallet. And that was the only thing that I was literally interested in. So I arrived at the perfect time. So I was just sneaking in there, taking my seat, and was like, oh, now I've seen it. He looks like a cool dude. And then he showed off all the stuff that he was working on. It was fantastic. So that was basically the first day. The second day on Thursday was the business days, where only like these business tickets, whatever, came in. Like only company staff trying to network with each other. And on that day, I was on the main stage talking about stabilizing the energy grid in Europe with Bitcoin mining. I was on the stage with Bob Burnett, with Scott from Digital Shovel, that's the name. So here we go. And with Jan from Brains, he was also there. So we 4 were on the stage. One dude as well that I forgot the name of. He's also German, but I totally forgot his name. I'm sorry. He's from TerraHash. So anyway, we were talking about stabilizing the energy grid, which was a nice talk, but it was a little bit confusing because 50% of this event was the main stage. Like, not the stage itself, but the stage was rather small, but 50% of the entire event was like stools just for listening to the main stage. And this room was so big, you had like every 50 meters or so, like huge screens to make sure you can still see what's going on the stage, because you were so far back that you couldn't even see the stage. So they hang up some of these huge LCD screens where you can take a look over a camera on the main stage. But over the entire event, this area for the main stage was never filled up 100%. The most I saw in there was like probably 40% of it filled. So it felt quite empty. But it was still a good talk. I met some awesome guys over there. I had good chats with them, especially also about like using Bitcoin mining in general. And then it was only to go around and check out all these booths and getting in touch with a couple of companies that I ever wanted to talk with. For example, Tropical Square. I spoke with the CTO from them. I'll dive into that later on because it's a cool company. I love what they do, and now I have a tool or a toy that I can play around with. It's 100% open source. Yes.
Secure element.
Yes. I have a couple of ideas.
You got one of them.
Yes, I got one of them. Like they were like, "Oh, you're writing the firmware for the BitX." I'm like, "Yeah." Oh man, here, take that, develop something with it. I'm like, "Okay, cool, thanks." That was so cool.
All right.
That was so awesome.
Hang that out, man. You got this.
Yeah, that was basically like the business day. Not really that interesting. Maybe let's say like 2K people on that day. The rest of the people, like I'd say 13 to 14,000 other people were attending on Friday and Saturday. These were like the open days. And on Friday, I had my second speech on the expo stage, so the smaller stage that was in the booth area. But man, that was crowded. There were more people attending to my talk about the BitX and open source mining and why open source mining matters than on the day before where I was talking about like taking a look on the energy grid. Yeah, Duncan was posting some pictures in the chat here. Thanks for doing that, man. It was really awesome that you joined me there and were making a couple of good pictures. It was crowded. There were not enough stools around, so people just stood on the corner of this event because it was like surrounded by a big wall, so that's like it's separate space. But people were standing at the entrance area still to listen to what I was talking about. And that was quite impressive to see. And I need to say, like 5 minutes before I was going on this small stage, I was so nervous. I was also almost shitting my pants. I didn't have this on the main stage. Like main stage was no problem for me, but this event, seeing how many people are there and just trying to chill and listen to what I'm talking about with the BitX and open source mining project, I was so nervous, man. There were so many people. It was insane.
Oh my gosh, this picture of you and the quote from Buckminster Fuller, that is such a good picture.
Yes.
Oh man, that's really good.
Yes.
You're just standing up there being like, yeah, of course we're fucking doing this.
The best way to predict the future is to design it. This quote,
so good.
I put it in this keynote, or however you want to call it. I'd like to call it presentation. I took it in there because I was just Googling around and I was thinking about, all right, I need to end my presentation with something that is meaningful. And I think I catched a couple of people with that. Because the thing that's missing currently in Bitcoin mining, and obviously we know that, and all the other maintainers that are in here as well, there are not enough open source solutions out there. We need to change that. We're trying to fix the issue because Bitcoin created its own issue, unfortunately, there. And we're trying to change that. And the only way to do that is to design it.
100%.
And the picture...
The picture is so good because you can see all the other people taking pictures of you. There's like 3 other people taking pictures. It's so good. Wow.
There's one
nice
picture.
Job. I can't wait to see that.
When me neither. I don't know. Like BTC Prague, they sent me an email like a couple days ago where they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna release the videos one by one." So I don't know. We need to wait until we do see it, and then I'll download it and upload it to my own channel as well. But yeah, that was Friday, and I think on Friday it was that Christian from Brains was writing me on Telegram. He's like, "Hey, dude, I saw you on BTC Prague as well. We do have our private event. Do you want to join us?" And I was like, "Dude, fuck you. I'm open source. You're proprietary. What you're talking about?" It's like, yeah, chill. But we'd like to invite you, and it would be cool to have you here. The only thing I replied back was like, "Yeah, okay, but I'll bring some open source spirit with me." And he's like, "Yeah, that's exactly what we need here." So I totally knew what was going on. I just drove over there. It was nice. I had like free beer, free food. That was really awesome. And the best thing was I was on this event where a couple of people that I've not been able to meet on BTC Prague, but they were attending to this event as well. So I had the opportunity to connect with them and have long conversations with them. That was awesome. And just seeing like random people out there, like Todd chilling on a chair behind me and zipping his beer, that was also cool.
Christian's a good guy. I feel like I've met him at several of these events, and we obviously have our disagreements with some of the closed source and centralized stuff that Brains does, but he's a good guy. I always enjoy talking with him, and shout out to Christian.
Yeah, definitely can say that as well. It was really great attending there, because the first impression that I had was like, oh fuck, now I'm going to event all these proprietary companies and things like that. But in the end, it was so cool because I had conversations with like Rod Rudy from Bitcoin Park. I had conversations with a couple of developers from MicroBT, so what's minor, because I'm trying to sneak my hands in there as well. So let's see how this plays out. And lots of other people as well. Too many to name them here. But the good thing about that was like, there wasn't, for me at least, I don't know what these other people were talking about, but all these conversations that I had were like future-proof stuff for open sourcing things. And that just convinced me that it was the right decision to go there, even though I had like personal, I don't know, like feelings about it previously. But afterwards I can say, yeah, I mean, even though Christian did the right thing, they're inviting me, and I really thank him for doing that. So that was really, really an awesome thing to do. And that was basically the Friday. On that evening, I was so done. I was thinking like, fuck it, man. On Saturday, I'm not going back. I'm just chilling in the hotel. Guess what? 8 a.m., I'm back at BTC Prague. Saturday it was. I was still a little bit drunk, but it was good. And yeah, Saturday was a kind of nice event, because nothing was happening for me apart from just going around, meeting people, having good conversations, and just connecting with each other. There were a couple of people who are trying to connect with me on this event. It's so big that you do get an app to connect with others. So you get an app that you can install on your phone. Then you can put in your name, what you do, what kind of topics you want to talk about. And then other people can ping you, like, hey, do you want to have a chat? I want to do this or that. Meet me here. And then you can just agree or decline that. And then you can meet these people at a certain position in this area, where are some tables with numbers, and that was really cool. A couple of companies were trying to reach out to me after they've seen the speech from me about Bitcoin mining and open source and stuff like that, that they wanted to try to implement Bitcoin mining into their company, either it be with some heating solutions or whatever. That was really promising, and was really fun to talk with them about that. And the day was crossing by so fast, it was just insane. Later that day, Scott from Digital Shovel also interviewed me shortly about the BitEggs and his fork, the blue eggs thingy that he's building. 1 second. And yeah, then I had so many good conversations. Later that evening, I was also going to party a little bit with Scott. That was nice. Was fun. He's a crazy dude. Love him. It was really great meeting him. So all in all, it was this year so far the best decision that I made to go to BTC Prague. And the reason being is that I just met all these awesome people over there that I've never seen previously, or that I definitely wanted to see again. So that was just amazing. I quickly mute myself again.
Right on, man. That's so cool. And I mean, for other people too, like going to these conferences is fantastic. Like there's so many interesting people to talk to, but it's like, it's exhausting and amazing at the same time. It's like standing and talking for an entire day and then drinking all night and then repeating day after day. And you're still like, I want more of this. Like, it's so cool to meet and talk to these people. So yeah, definitely cool to check out conferences. Man, it's a lot of fun. I'm really stoked that you went and did that one, Clue. Like, you know, we got to rope as many people as we can into this mission and get them out there and having them, telling their friends and telling their friends' friends and getting more people signed up for open source, decentralized Bitcoin mining, BitAx, NerdAx, starting their own projects, right? This is how we win. So very cool to see. I saw Badger, you asked if anyone has talked with Jack Mallers. I talked with him. I met him and talked with him twice. We didn't have like a deep conversation about OSMU or open source or anything like that, but he did seem like a genuinely interested guy. So yeah, if anyone gets an opportunity to talk to him more about this movement, it would be pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe he's pretty busy with his like treasury company now. I don't know. That seems to be a pretty popular thing to do.
I mean, one thing that I need to tell about BTC Prague, being a speaker there, it was at some point it was a little bit weird because upstairs was like this VIP area where I had access to, and basically it was like an area where you get food and drinks and stuff like that. But there was also like this VIP area. VIP area stage, so a couple of VIP talks. But to be honest, like hands down, that wasn't even worth it. Like if you just try to get yourself a VIP ticket to listen to these VIP talks, don't do it. My personal opinion. I mean, I might be wrong, but to give you one example here is like Friday, I was exhausted. I was going upstairs, wanted to eat something, wanted to chill out. I put my headphones on, put noise cancelling on, grabbed myself some drinks. I was just going into this room, just chilling there. Out of a sudden, something was going on the stage. The entire room was filling. I'm just trying to mind my own business and eating some damn delicious stuff that was on there. And then all of a sudden, there was some dude on the stage, and it was so freaking loud, my noise cancelling was not working any longer. And he was talking about Bitcoin and aliens, and why aliens will fuck us in the future. And I was like, what the fuck, man? So definitely not worth it, but I don't know.
What?
Yeah.
What? Someone was on the stage in the like backstage area.
Yeah,
about,
they
about
in the
aliens
VIP area they do have this VIP stage, which is right in the room where you just eat, and that was disturbing. I'm sorry, I'm one of these weirdo individuals who likes to mind their own business in silence, but. Yeah,
It's like they're sort of like formalizing that sort of like backstage networking.
and the second thing was like
Talks and everything.
on Saturday was the same thing. Like I was going upstairs, just trying to mind my own business, grabbing something to eat and to drink, and then Sailor was there, and it was full again. I just sat down, and then Sailor was on this VIP stage, and after 5 minutes I just left because I couldn't listen any longer to this bullshit that was going on there. I'm sorry. Personal opinion. Like probably all of these people are nice dudes, but I don't know. I'm just trying to develop. I'm trying to change Bitcoin mining. That's my personal 2 cents on this here. So no hard feelings against any of these ones, but I'm not interested in anything else than Bitcoin mining.
Well, what are you gonna do?
No, I mean. So that should not change anything else that I said prior. This event, definitely a nice thing. And I do not regret going there. That was so awesome being there and having the opportunity to go there. So I need to give out a shout out to Matthias from BTC Prague as well, because he made it possible that I can attend there because he was inviting me. So that was really an awesome thing that he did that. And he wrote me an email if I want to attend next year as well. So I probably do that as well.
Nice, you're in. You're on the in crowd now. That's so cool.
Here comes the important question. Are you going 2026 to BTC Vegas?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
you need to,
yeah,
because
probably.
I'm trying to come over there as well, and I've heard Duncan as well. Yeah.
You're gonna come? I mean, I would like to go. Yeah, I couldn't go this year because it was at the exact same time as the Oslo Freedom Forum, which I had already committed to.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they can figure out the scheduling this year so it's not at the exact same time as another badass event. So yeah, if it doesn't overlap, I'll go. I don't really like Vegas that much, but whatever.
I mean, I've never been to the States, so I don't even know how it will look. The only thing that I do know about the United States is from Breaking Bad. That's all that I do know, man.
Well, it's a lot different than I think Breaking Bad was shot in like New Mexico or something like that. So Vegas is a lot different than that, which is a lot different than the rest of the U.S. It's a lot of spinning dollar signs and gambling opportunities and ways to spend your money.
I've never put a single dime in one of these machines. I've never did that. I saw multiple of them. I never did that. I don't know. it doesn't
It's
catch
not
me.
really that exciting, in my opinion. I don't know. I usually pass on that, but
Yeah,
Vegas is cool because there's so many people that come there. It's a good place for a conference. Like it's totally set up for conferences, and there's like just a high density of restaurants and good food, and like a lot of bands come to town, and it's just like a big entertainment city.
that's awesome. That's awesome to hear. So it makes me hopeful for the upcoming event. Yeah, but
Well, that'd be cool. Yeah, we should get a crew together to go there. I think that would be pretty fun.
definitely
Um,
100%. Yes. But to wrap these things up about BTC Prague, because I think I was talking a little bit too much about it. Um, it was a nice event. Plenty of other stories that I wasn't telling. Yeah.
I was thinking about
Sorry, I'm just reading what
you were going to
Duncan
tell
wrote
some
in the
story
chat.
about how you sabotaged the Bitmain booth. But we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah. All right. I think that basically wraps up what I wanted to say about BTC Prague. It was definitely a nice event, and I could only recommend it to everybody who wants to attend to it. But don't expect like new things to see there. Most of it is as usual with like conferences. If you've never been to a conference, it's a nice start to get into it. But then probably you question yourself twice if you want to do it the second time. Because most of it is just like companies presenting themselves, but there are good and bad things about it. One thing is like you see companies that you never saw before that, and you see also like companies that you never want to see again. So in both cases, it's really good for you.
Yeah, I think what Duncan said is right. It's all about meeting awesome people and having a load of awesome people in the same place at the same time. Yes, if it was at a Walmart car park in Alaska, it would be worth going to. I think that's exactly right. Like, there's a bunch of people there. Everyone is there for the same reason, which is just, talk Bitcoin with other Bitcoiners and, like, meet people. So
I
it's a
mean,
fantastic way to do that.
there's one thing that I need to do, and I got told this by an American. Whenever I come to America, I need to go to Costco and grab myself one of these $1 hot dogs.
Oh, really? That's what you got to have, huh?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I want to have.
you know what? Like, I live in America, so I go to Costco from time to time, and I always want to get hot dogs there because I really like hot dogs. But the line is insane. Like, because it's a separate area from where the main store is, and so like it's usually like after you buy your stuff, you check out, and then there's the snack bar area where they have the hot dogs, and the line is just fucking insane. And you've already like you're like mentally exhausted from going through like the largest store ever, and I just never get them because it's like the line is fucking crazy.
No, is it?
It is. I mean, it's a cheap hot dog, but you know what? Like, I can pay for a more expensive hot dog.
Yeah,
To wait in line
okay.
for an hour. Like, you know.
It's an
I feel like
insider
hot
joke,
dogs
and
are
someone in
fun.
the audience hopefully does recognize what I was talking about. But yeah, I definitely need to try that out. Even though if the line is too long, I need to taste it and test it. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think we should quickly give like a glimpse into what's happening with 290.
Yes.
If,
Yes. It sounds like there's some big changes.
yeah, a
Comes to
couple,
the API.
a couple. Yeah, so if some of you guys haven't read the announcement, so one thing Mutatrum is currently also working on, so maybe that changes to a little bit more backwards compatibility. I'm sorry, brain fart here. Maybe that changes a little bit more to be compatible with older firmware versions, but the current firmware that we're trying to release in the next couple of days will have not really breaking changes in terms of it's no longer working, it's still working, But if you take a look in Swarm, you do have like all of your devices are sorted. All of them have like different colors and stuff like this. And we changed how this works, in order to remove code in the front end that we don't want to have in the front end. And with that, it's more or less a breaking change, because all of these older models that don't utilize this new API call, they will not have a color. And yeah, it just looks ugly. So I just call it a breaking change. It's not really that breaking. What is breaking is that with the current implementation, the NerdX series will not be recognized. But as I said, Mutatrum is already working on that. And he said that, oh wait, I still need to test some stuff from him. So yeah, there are a lot of things going on. I mean, what's definitely happening is like lots of improvements when it comes to the UI and UX as well. DuckX is doing a fantastic job with keeping us busy. Because I don't know, like it seems like he's totally into that. Sorry, I got confused by Mutatrum posting a GIF, or however you wanna call that. GIF. Yeah. Mutatrum, I'll pull that and I test it right after the town hall, I promise. So there are plenty of improvement when it comes to the front end and how things behave. Some things are a little bit snappier, some things are a little bit slower. So the improvements are really great. We also do have a couple of new functionalities. For example, for all of those under you who love KYC and who love to sell the hash rate instead of getting something straight up for mining, we have a feature that does allow that, talking about NiceHash. But there's a non-KYC version called Mining Rig Rentals, so you can still use that.
I saw on Twitter the other day, NiceHash is running a promo, like some sort of contest to win a BitAxe.
Yes. Like literally.
Well, it doesn't work with NiceHash right now.
They probably don't even know that.
They don't.
No. I mean, that's the thing. Should you get confused by that? All of these companies promoting this device, they don't even know what it is, how it actually works, or what it does, but they're still promoting it because they do know there's this hype going on from the open source minus United community. So, yeah, I don't know. It does have a taste to it, but it's still nice to see, because I was never expecting that from NiceHash, but here we go. It's super cool.
I wish there was some way to convey that, like, the hype around BitAxe and these small home miners is in a large part because of open source. Like, you can create hype for your project too. Open source it.
Yes, that's the thing. Like, do it. It's not that difficult. Just use GitHub, man. So
yes,
yeah,
it's not that hard. Like, you get out of it what you put into it for sure. So, like, I don't know if it's the kind of thing where you just post on GitHub and next thing comes fame and excitement, but it certainly is going to help.
Certainly, yeah. All right. So basically, most of the stuff was actually just UI improvements, a couple of other new features that came into it. It's too much to name all of these changes. I will do that definitely in the next town hall after we've seen the release, because I don't know when we will release it, if we will do it on the last day of this month or a couple days after next month, who knows. But as soon as we do have that, I'll make sure to cover all of everything that has been changed there. So
it would be nice to find an alternative to GitHub. Sorry for the tangent, but Mutatrum says GitHub is centralized. It's owned by Microsoft, which is the big juggernaut of a company. They're kind of warming up to open source, but
so I do have my 2 cents about that, because I myself run 2 Git instances, one for company internal stuff for me and one for some other open source projects I'm working on. Git is nice. It does most of the things that GitHub does, but what it doesn't do is like the GitHub actions are so nice. You can work with them so great. As soon as you go away from GitHub, you do realize, oh man, everybody is doing actions differently. Go to Git, you need to write these actions differently. Go to GitLab, you need to write them differently. It's insane. And we could technically switch over to GitLab or to Git or a self-hosted instance or something like that. Or maybe there's some sort of a decentralized instance. I was looking through Noster if there is some Git for Noster. I think there is something, but it lacks a ton of features, so I never really looked into that. For now, we are on GitHub. So
what can we mirror everything that we have on GitHub with something else?
Yes, I mirrored everything to GitLab and to my personal Git instances.
Okay. That's cool. It'd be cool to have more people doing that. Like, even if we're not going to migrate fully to that, we can have that sort of backup so that we're not like just instantly rugged by GitHub should something happen.
Yeah, like back in the days when which company was that who was suing the BTC clock creator for
the CoinKite.
Oh yeah, CoinKite. Sorry, but that was such a dick move, like calling out that Dewey was copying stuff while he did this thing entirely on his own, and it's completely different. It does have a different name. It utilizes different components, but GitHub was just deleting his repository because, yeah, it's a big company. They might be right. Ooh. So
yeah, I mean, you can just like anyone can do one of these takedown requests, right? Like
it's insane.
BTC Sessions got kicked off of YouTube, I think that yesterday, right? And we don't know why, but like basically anyone can do a takedown request, and you may or may not get any recourse, right? It might be like, oh, sorry. Even if it wasn't even a valid takedown request, it's such bullshit. So you can imagine someone who doesn't like OSMU or open source or the BitAxe project, right, could go after GitHub and take it down. And so, we're pretty reliant on that. So it would definitely be a huge bummer for the project. But as long as we haven't totally lost everything.
I mean, the future is going to be really interesting. What I'm currently seeing all across the globe is like, it's insane what's going on there. Like, probably guys never thought about this. You, Scott, I know that you're aware of that, is that a couple of companies globally are trying to register the trademark BitX, which is so insane. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what do they even think?
Yeah, I mean, that's just like, I don't know. It's just this fiat bullshit.
Yeah.
We'll get it taken care of. I would like to remind people who are thinking they're going to do that it is illegal. BitAxe is already trademarked. To file a registration for a trademark that is already trademarked someone else is illegal. So please don't do it. Yeah, we'll get this sorted out. We got some fucking lawyers, right?
Yeah, it's insane.
It is insane. It's a shame that we have to do this. The only reason why I want to do it is because if someone actually, I guess in some countries they have actually gotten registered trademarks for the BitAxe name and logo, is that they could potentially use that to stop legitimate sellers from selling BitAxes in those countries if they claim that they have the trademark on it. So that's the worry, right? Not that anyone is using the trademark, right? That's exactly what I want to promote, is people using the BitAxe trademark. But what I don't want to allow is people to stop people from using it. It's kind of like the copyleft license that we have.
Bitches are asking, so that's now a quick topic shift here. Bitches asking, what's the OSMU's view on the not-so-core node war? I think I only have one sentence. Just run a node.
Yeah, run a node. Totally do it. you know, if you run a node, that's step one. Step two might be to read up on the differences between Bitcoin Core and knots and make a decision for yourself. That's
Yeah.
what we need, is everyone making their own decisions, right? That's the important part, is that people figure out what's going on and make their own decisions and make those decisions for their own node. What we don't want is, big centralized entities making those decisions for us. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's something that you don't want to have, or that should not apply.
I personally
Also,
like to have the options. I think Bitcoin Core is wrong to remove options. Um, I think that we need to have those options to configure op return size to be what we want. Whether that's big or small, that's up to you, but we should have those options. I think it's a mistake to remove them, which is what I believe Bitcoin Core is proposing to do in version 30. But that's my personal feeling. I don't know. I would encourage people to go and read up on this and make your own decisions.
we also do have a question. Any news about the GT? No, soon TM. And a good answer to that, anyone who's selling the GT dev board, that's not an official release. Yeah, so you do see that on the GT. The current versions are either 800X, 800XX, or 800XXX. These are just different developer boards. These are not official boards. So, Scott, correct me if I'm wrong, but the first official BitX will be 800 without an X, and the next one will
That's
be
right.
801.
Yes, that's right. The X, this is kind of a new thing, but the X refers to a prototype board. And just so everyone's clear, it is perfectly okay to build these prototype boards if you want to. You just need to be aware that it's not finished yet. It will have bugs, but if you want to build it and try it out, that's fine. Even better if you want to build it and help fix bugs, help find and fix bugs. That is absolutely encouraged. I just don't want anyone to be thinking that this is like finished. I mean, they're never really finished, but that this is in a working state. My general thought is that I will keep the repository closed and private until I've verified that the design is not like a total dumpster fire.
Yep.
That you can plug it in and it will have, some hope of working. So you're not just you're not just wasting all of your money out the gate. So what that basically means is that once I've built one up and tried it, then I'll release the repository open source, but then it will still have this prototype label on it, meaning that it doesn't work. It's still in development. So, beware. But then, soon there will be a proper release. That's when the X gets dropped from the version number.
And you'll see on the right hand side on
GitHub.
GitHub there is like release version 800 or something like that. Currently there's none, so it's not an official release.
And that's kind of, me saying, or the OSMU community, BitX.org community saying this is working well enough for people to go and build it. There could still be problems, and please do report problems if you see them. But there's been enough of these built and tested by the community again to have some confidence in releasing it. And I think that's when sellers can start manufacturing it. Because if you're a seller or a manufacturer and you're gonna place an order for 1,000 boards, right? That costs a lot of money, and so you need to be careful. You want to have some sort of hope that it's going to work before you drop tens of thousands of dollars to build a bunch of hardware. So that's what we're trying to get you with the release. Again, if you read the license carefully, it says there's no guarantees, and don't trust, verify is sort of the motto here, no matter what. But again, with the release, what that's saying is there's been a bunch of testing, and it looks good.
All right.
And with the Gamma, to your question, with the Gamma, it is coming real soon.
Alrighty. We're sitting at 1 hour and 10 minutes already. Scott, it's your time for your dose of giving out some shoutouts.
All right. Oh my gosh, we're there already. All right. So let's see. Going down the list, we have ComX10 from Solo Satoshi. What's up, dude? Good to see you. I hope I'm going to run into you at one of these events here again soon. Thanks for joining us. A new face, Sheoj. What's up, dude? I hope you do get involved in developing for ESP Miner or BitX. Chris from IX Tech, shout out to IX Tech, always doing cool stuff with hardware. I think I saw you guys are expanding your assembly line. That's badass. I love the cool touches you add to BitX. They look really neat. I think you're also playing around with the GT, so hopefully that's going well. Once again, Frank Pliskin, solid movie, Escape from New York, badass. Johnny 9, dude, I'm so glad you're here. I am really, really excited that you were in Prague with all these legends and that you're getting back into being involved in this project. So, yeah, for those who don't know, Johnny 9 is a legend. Basically the first person to ever get ESP Miner working on a BitX. There was a lot of work that went into that, so he was absolutely killing it, and now he's back. Stealth 2600, of course, 2600, the legendary hacker magazine, phone freaking, and Stealth is an OG here. So, Duncan, dude, good to see you. Duncan has confirmed there in writing that Johnny 9 is a legend, and I'm confirming that Duncan, IMGPO, is a legend. He's making some rad heat sinks. He, of course, is the creator of the Bit Halo, which adds fantastic RGB LEDs to your BitX. Duncan's the inspiration for the BAP, the BitX accessory port, which I think is coming along due to some development from WantClue on the protocol. Ben did a little work on the hardware interface, so hopefully soon we can get an official BAP Bit Halo. That'd be pretty dope. Ben, the legend, the most epic BitX manufacturer, contributor to the project, creator of AxOS, creator of test mode, creator of a lot of my prototype hardware that I design, for better or worse. So shout out to Ben. You're a badass. Glad to have you here. Chris Dapps from Power Mining. What's up, dude? Good to see you. I'm going to see you in Riga. I'm going to tell you for sure tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to go to Riga for Baltic Honey Badger in the middle of August. So
I'm so jealous.
Who might want to attend that one? That's a great show. It's a smaller show, but well, I guess I went for the first time last year, but the vibe that I got is that it's definitely a like high signal event. A lot less like big companies and a lot smaller like people doing really cool stuff, so it's a perfect place for those interested in OSMU open source kind of stuff. So Power Mining, what's up? Developer Algo, dude, the first, I believe, BitX manufacturer, back when they didn't have USB ports, they didn't have the barrel jack. Those are some primitive miners. So good to have you here, sticking with it despite all that stuff in the early days. Been making some Gammas and I think some GTs. So good to have you hacking on that. Mutatrum, dude. Well, I don't know. Maybe, hopefully, you're going to Riga. That'd be pretty rad. It'd be awesome to see you there. But Mutatrum is a ESP Miner maintainer, one of the legendary ESP Miner maintainers. Mutatrum is killing it. So many awesome bug fixes, new features,
code
reviewing PRs,
refactoring.
stuff.
Code refactoring, dude. I always love it. I just see it. I'm like, Yes, man.
Yes.
Sorry, you
yes.
needed to say
it's
that.
so cool. Like, no, you're absolutely right. Like I said, I get notifications for everything that happens on GitHub, and I see just a bunch of stuff coming from Mutatrum. Then I'm like, yes, I'm so glad that someone is doing that. This is absolutely fantastic. I guess bummed that I'm not going to see you in Riga. That's too bad. But yeah, appreciate all your help. And thanks to everyone else for joining us. It's been another fantastic town hall. I think we'll be doing it again in 2 weeks. Very much appreciate y'all.
All right, with that, I thank everybody for attending into this town hall here. As Scott said, see you again in 2 weeks. To them, cheers and keep hashing.